The process of selling a home is often painted as a series of exciting milestones, from the moment you hammer that for sale sign into the front lawn to that final handshake at the closing table. But for many homeowners across Texas, the reality is far less like a glossy real estate brochure and more like a grueling emotional marathon that leaves you feeling exhausted, exposed, and stuck. If you are listening to this right now, perhaps you are standing in those very shoes. Maybe you spent the last 6 months trying to manage it for sale by owner listing, thinking you'll save a few dollars on commission, only to find that your phone is ringing off the hook with telemarketers and investors that is offering you pennies on the dollar while your actual equity sits untouched. Or perhaps you've already been through the professional ringer. You hired an agent, you did everything they asked, you lived in a state of constant showroom readiness for months, only to wake up one morning and find that your listing has expired. The sign is still there, but the momentum is gone and you feel like your life is on hold. The emotional weight of an unsold home is something people rarely talk about. It's a low-level anxiety that hums in the background of every dinner conversation. It's the feeling of being trapped in a space that you've already mentally and emotionally vacated. When you decide to sell, you start dreaming of the next chapter, the bigger backyards, the shorter commute, or the retirement nest egg. But when the house doesn't sell, those dreams start to feel like they're rotting away. You start to looking at your walls and seeing only the flaws that buyers pointed out. You start to resent the very home that was once your sanctuary. This is the pain of expired reality. It's frustration of knowing your home has value, but the traditional market has somehow failed to unlock it. You follow the rules, you kept the house clean, you left every time a showing was scheduled, and yet here you are, still stuck. And let's talk about those showings, because this is where the real hassle of real estate hits home. The traditional way of selling a house is fundamentally invasive. It requires you to hand over your keys to your private life to total strangers. Think about it, the showing shuffle. You get a text message at 4:30 p.m. while you're trying to start dinner or finish a work project. A potential buyer wants to see the house in 30 minutes. Suddenly your life is an emergency. You're frantically shoving laundry into the dryer, wiping down counters. And this is only for the fourth time today, and correlating the kids and the dog into the car. You spend the next hour sitting in Starbucks or the drive-thru, aimlessly around the neighborhood, waiting for a notification that the strangers have left your home. You wonder if they're judging your family photos, if they're looking through your medicine cabinet, or if they're actually serious buyers at all. More often than not, you return home to a light left on, a door unlocked, and no feedback from the agent. You did all that work for nothing? It's an exhausting cycle that turns your sanctuary into a public gallery. And after a few weeks, it starts to feel like a violation of your privacy. This is exactly why so many Texans are looking for a different way, a way that respects their time, their privacy, and their bottom line. This is where the Adolph Group comes in, with their approach changing the narrative entirely. We believe that you shouldn't have to choose between getting the highest price for your property and maintaining your sanity. The traditional real estate model is built on old school philosophy that says more eyes equals more money. But that model fails to account for the equity of those eyes. It ignores the stress of the homeowner and the risk of listing going stale and maybe expiring. When a listing expires, it's a red flag to the market. People start asking, what's wrong with it? Even if the house is perfect, that's a heartbreaking place for a homeowner to be. At Tag Homes, we started with a simple question. What if we could eliminate the invasion? What if we could stop the endless parade of looky-loos and window shoppers? What if we could give the power back to the homeowner? When you visit www.taghomesintexashighestprice.com, you aren't just signing up for another listing service. You are accessing a streamlined, technology-driven path that prioritize your needs. We understand that your home is likely your largest financial asset, and the stress of selling it should be compounded by the hassle of the traditional process. We built a system that focuses on the data and the highest price potential of your home without you requiring to turn your life upside down. Imagine a world where you don't have to leave your house every Tuesday evening. Imagine not having to worry whether the buy owner sign is still attracting the right people or just inviting unwanted solicitation. We bridge the gap between the speed of instant offer and high quality traditional. And just think, every market is different. The pain points of homeowner are universal. Everyone wants to be treated with respect. Everyone wants a fair price. Everyone wants to move with their lives without being exhausted by the process. If you've been struggling to sell on your own, please hear this. It's not your fault. The real estate market is complex, and the for sale by owner path is often rigged against the individual. Without the right data, the right reach, and the right negotiation tools, you are essentially fighting up an uphill battle with one hand tied behind your back. You shouldn't have to be a professional marketer, a master negotiator, and a full-time showing coordinator just to sell your property. You have a life to live. You have a job to do. You have a family to care for. Your job is to be the homeowner. Our job is to be the bridge to your next destination. And those whose listings has expired, don't let that experience sour your view of home's value. An expired listing is often just a symptom of a mismatched strategy. It means that the old way didn't work for your specific situation. It doesn't mean your home isn't sellable. It just means it needs a modern approach that doesn't rely on post it and pray. That method. By using the tools that we have, you are hitting a reset button. You are moving away from the noise and towards a calculated, efficient transaction. The most common thing we hear from people who have made the switch is a sense of immense relief. It's the relief of knowing that the showing nightmare is over. It's the relief of having clear, transparent process where you are in control. You don't have to be at the mercy of a stranger's schedule. You don't have to keep your house in a museum condition, for months and months on end. You can breathe again. You can focus on packing for your new home instead of cleaning for the one you're trying to leave. Trust is earned through transparency. In the real estate world, there are often a lot of smoke and mirrors, vague promises, and we have buyers waiting, or we'll get you the most money. But the Adolph Group, we lean into the reality of Texas market. We show you the data, we explain the why behind how. We want you to feel confident that you aren't just selling your property, you're making a smart financial move. We want you to feel that your privacy is being protected as if it was our own. No one should have to feel like a stranger in their own living room because of a showing gone wrong. As you consider your next steps, think about what your time is worth. Think about what your peace of mind is worth. If the thought of one more showing makes you want to pull your hair out, oh my, I guess I did. Or if the sight of that expired notice makes you feel like you failed, take a moment to look at an alternative. The Texas real estate landscape is changing, and you deserve a partner who understands that the highest price isn't just a number on a check. It's the total value of a smooth, respectful, and efficient transaction. Selling your home is a major life event. It's the end of one story and the beginning of another. You deserve to start that new story feeling empowered and refreshed, not drained and defeated. You don't have to do this the hard way anymore. You don't have to settle for the hassle because you think it's the only way. It isn't. There's a path that respects your privacy, value your property, and understand the unique challenges of being a Texas homeowner. Today at taghomesintexas.highestprice.com and see what the remaining is in process. Because at the end of the day, you are just not selling a structure of wood and brick. You're moving your life towards. And we are here to make sure that you move in the best way you ever made. The silent soul isn't a myth. It's how we work every day. For homeowners, it's just like you. No more strangers walking through your halls, no more frantic cleaning sessions, and no more wondering why the home hasn't sold. It's time for a better experience. It's time for you to contact us. Your home has a story, and the next chapter should be the easiest one yet. Let's get started on getting you exactly what you deserve with the respect and privacy you've been searching for. Texas is a big place, but the solution to your real estate frustration is right here. Let's turn that expired or for sale sign into a sold sign, and let's do it on your terms. You've worked hard for your home. Now, let's make the process of selling it work just as hard for you. This is the new standard of real estate in Texas. This is the place of peace of mind you've been waiting for. This is the end of the hassle of the beginning of your next great adventure. We're ready when you're ready. Your highest price is waiting, and so is your freedom. Let's make it happen together. And remember, when you have will, you have a way. My name is Will. I look forward to helping you sell your property.